All right, so we're going to start with our trigonometry flip book. So the first one, we're going to start looking at our trigonometry ratios. Sorry. So if you open the first one up to sine, we're going to look at the sine ratio. So by now we've started working on identifying different sides, and we're going to start seeing how that applies to what we're going to learn. So when we do sine of an angle, your ratio, we'll say is sin, is equal to opposite over the hypotenuse. So the S is equal to O over H. So that our shorthand that we're going to remember is so, and this will all come together in the end. The little cheat to help you remember is so. So when we take the sine of angle A, you're looking strictly at that angle. Your sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. The opposite side, which in this case is 12, over your hypotenuse. And this is a right triangle, so your hypotenuse for this triangle is 13. So sine of angle A is equal to 12 over 13. Sine of B. So your opposite side is going to change because now you're looking at angle B, and you're going to take the opposite side, which is 5 over your hypotenuse, which is 13. Now if we flip it up, we're going to look at cosine. So we're going to do cosine, or when we write it, it's going to be cos of an angle is equal to your adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So now it's the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So when we look at angle A, if this is a right triangle, your hypotenuse is still the side across from your right angle, but your adjacent is the side that your angle is touching. So in this case, my adjacent side is 5 over your hypotenuse, which is 13. Okay, so now looking at the cosine of angle B. Cosine of B, your adjacent side is the side that it's touching. So in this case, it is 12 over the hypotenuse, which is 13. So in this case, your shorthand, or sorry, your little cheat to help you remember will be ca. It's the cosine adjacent over hypotenuse. And we'll put it all together at the end. So we have ca for cosine. Let's flip it up for our last ratio we're going to talk about, which is tangent. So looking at tangent, you can see your cheat is TOA. So you'll have tan is equal to O, which is opposite, over the adjacent, which is A. So now we have opposite over adjacent. So when we look at angle A, your opposite side is 12 over the adjacent, which is 5. Okay. Tangent of angle B is the opposite. Your opposite side is is length 5. Your adjacent is going to be 12. So the way I remember, so that you don't have to necessarily memorize them, if you fold it down, the little sine, cosine, tangent, SOHCAHTOA. And you might hear me reference that in class, SOHCAHTOA. If you write this on your papers, then you'll always remember which ratio goes with which one.